Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome back to the Bitcoin update today. Check the comment section and you're going to get a Discord invitation link for absolutely free of course. Now September has begun and there are so much patterns that are showing that the September is going to really dump all the way to the downside. I have been on this conversation before as well that September has always been a bad month, and if you look at the history of September, I don't know why September is the cursed one, but I don't make the rules, okay? If it's the cursed one, if they want to make September the bad month, well, at least we know that what comes up after September is going to be amazing. But back into the Bitcoin update, and I'm just going to keep it very, very short and simple. And it's the following. I did actually show you this sideways movement right over here. And I'm going to talk about the daily time frame, and then after that, I'm going to talk about the monthly time frame. So these two combined is everything you probably need to know. There are so many different opinions, different views, and whatnot. So we're going to get into it. We're going to touch into every single detail that you need to understand. So first of all, on the daily time frame, it is no secret that we have been creating this channel for quite some time, actually ever since March. Okay, so from March all the way up to September, we're talking about 6 month difference, 6 month of consolidation on the daily time frame. Now this consolidation has created some pumps, it has created huge dumps as well. As you pump up, altcoins move up. As you move down, altcoins bleed so much. And this is the scenario. So here it is, if we do start to bleed a little bit with Bitcoin again right here, September is going to be bad and altcoins are going to be bad. And by the look of things, I think we are going to see some little bit of few more drops to the downside. But here it is. I personally think that maybe one drop can happen just for the sake of September. That's why I'm saying it. If it doesn't happen, I'm going to be really, really surprised, because September doesn't work like that. All right, September is a month where you wash out everyone. So maybe the purpose of dropping down is to make everyone just absolutely far away from crypto, and they can walk away from crypto completely and lose faith and actually start to think that this thing is going to death. Just after that, see that everything goes back up to recovery, and then we start a massive bull run for that 2025 awaited bull run, which I also think is true, that whoever is saying 2025 is going to be a solid year, I also think the same. And if you do come down, you have the wick, and this wick make a lot of sense. The problem is the wick as well. So the wick actually is almost like a magnet that is sitting down right over here, which is pulling the prices down right there. Okay, so you have a magnet right over there. So the magnet is this wick over here, and it's actually going to pull down the prices to fill the wick, and then from there maybe touch down to $44,000. When you touch $44,000, that's when we probably see the bottom of 2024, and then we close all the deals, and then we start to go back up to the upside, which actually brings me to the monthly time frame. So I've talked about the daily channel. The monthly is another thing that I want to show you, and I'm going to remove some of the drawings here, and I'm going to drop in a trend line, and I'm going to drop the trend line just right over there. Okay, and by the look of things, if we kind of ignore the wick closing, and if I do bring the body closing, because body closing right now is what a lot of people are looking at, because you fail to close the body here, you fail to close the body right there, but you were successful to close, or let's say make body closing above the trend line here. So that's one thing that a lot of analysts are actually looking at. And if you look at this thing, you have been closing above the line for 6 months straight. Okay, you have been closing above that line, which is still super good to see, which actually gives us hope that yes, the bull run is still intact. Now, what is going to happen if you go to $44,000? Now, my take is the following. Anytime, maybe by the mid of September, you do drop down to that 44,000 on that falling wedge that we actually saw. Sorry, not a falling wedge, but the channel support. So once you do that, right, maybe let's say you do go to $44,000 by 15 of September, by the mid of September, spend 5 days down at $44,000, scare everyone. They start to sell everything. They turn bearish, turn everyone bearish. And then by the end of September, when you're inching closer and closer to September, you pull back from 44,000 very, very quickly, and then you go back to $58,000 one more time, if that makes sense. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to create a monthly wick down. Of course, on the daily, it's not going to be a wick, but I'm actually analyzing what is going to happen on the monthly. So you make the wick down to 44K, and then you go back up again. And then the 7th month, you still close right on top of that trend line. And then from October, you take off completely to start a $100,000 journey, or maybe 90,000, whatever that is. So that's all for the video. Hope this makes sense, and I'm going to see you the next one. Allah Hafiz.